Hello there, it is time to do another tier maker list. This one is going to be on the Star Wars TV shows. Now, I've picked 10 shows, one of them isn't canon, which is Star Wars Visions. We're just going to go through and rank them as best we can. I gotta preface this all the time and say, I like Star Wars. I like all of Star Wars. Even if one of these shows is at the bottom of the list, I still like it. Just gotta put that out there. I guess we're just going to go in the order that they're in here down the bottom here. So starting out with Star Wars Resistance, which is like the Kevin McAllister of the Star Wars shows. It's constantly forgotten about, I think. And I'm gonna say something that might be a little bit I don't want to say controversial, but maybe just a bit left field. It's not a bad show. It's an okay show. It's not fantastic. It doesn't reach the heights of some of the other stuff out there. But honestly, if you watch it and get through it all, it's a fun show. For me, it is going to be down in C tier because I don't think it had the chance to get great. I think it may have been on its way, but it just didn't get the chance because it only had 2 seasons, and I feel like I like the art style. I feel like the art style may have been off-putting to some people. That's just me, though. Next up is Andor. In my opinion, Andor is the best Star Wars television show we've ever gotten. Potentially will ever get. I don't know, we'll have to see how it is after it all finishes after season 2. But this season of television was so good to me that I just can't see anything ever beating it. Like, to me, this was a perfect show. I loved that they had these little arcs, like 3 or 4 episode arcs throughout, which gave you so much time to get to know characters before stuff went south. So much lore, so rich in character. Even the minor characters in this show felt important. I love this show to absolute bits. I've watched it through all the way twice now. I cannot wait till season 2 comes out. Andor goes straight to S tier. This I won't hear anyone say anything bad about this show. Coming up next is Visions, which is the non-canon one, because these are all just little fun stories. I really enjoyed Visions. I enjoyed it a lot. Let me rephrase that. I enjoyed some episodes a lot. There were some that I was just like, whatever, this is fine. But on the whole, I had so much fun with Visions. I think some of the stuff in it is just, like, some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen. Like, stuff like the Elder and, like, the Ninth Jedi, and particularly Ronan, which I liked so much that I even bought the book that continues the story right after the episode ends. I recommend it. That being said, there are only a couple episodes that I love. Some of them don't quite hit for me. I'm looking forward very much to season 2, though. But this one's going to go down in C alongside Resistance. Next up, we have Tales of the Jedi, which I liked quite a bit, to be honest. I love little, like, vignettes, like, because these were, like, 10 minutes a piece, I think? And I love little bite-sized storytelling chunks like that. So I really enjoyed this more than most, I think. So I'm actually going to put it up in B tier because it really hit for me. It was only 6 episodes. You could watch through the whole thing in an afternoon, and you just got some really cool snippets of stuff, you know? I loved it. Coming up next is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Once again, I feel like I am going to have the unpopular opinion with this one. I liked it a lot more than other people did. I had a lot of fun with this thing. There were some things that I was just like, that's not great. Some of the presentation I didn't like. But overall, I had so much fun with this show, and I just enjoyed it so much. And being able to see Hayden and Ewan McGregor together again was just something it was so good. I loved everything with those 2 characters together. It has some missteps in it, but I like it a lot. So I'm going to put it in B. Next is Star Wars Rebels. I'm on my rewatch of this show right now to prepare for Ahsoka. I'm in season 4, about nearly halfway through season 4, I think. It's great. This show is great. It's going to go to A. It's not quite S tier for me, just because sometimes there's... I hate using the word filler, but sometimes the filler episodes are, like, kind of not as good as everything else. That's all I'm going to say. But, Kanan and Ezra and Sabine and Hera and Zeb, man. You know what I'm talking about. They're great. Like, I love seeing these characters again, and I can't wait for them to make the jump to live action. So much fun. The Mandalorian is possibly, like, the most fun I've had with a Star Wars show. I don't think it's perfect, but I love it so much. It's like the Return of the Jedi thing for me, where it might not be the best, but it's my favorite, if that makes sense. I was going to put it in A tier, but I'm just going to put it in S because I love it so much. I was going to put it in A, but I'm moving it up to S because I want to. That's the only reason I've got. Book of Boba Fett. This is another show that I seem to like a lot more than other people. I do agree that it is messy, a little bit all over the place. Its pacing isn't fantastic, and it got a little bit too goofy at times. But I still had a blast with it. I really, really did. There's some stuff in here that is just like, mwah. All the Tusken Raider stuff, like those first 2 episodes, fantastic. I like it more than most, I'll say, I think. But it does have its downfalls, and they do bring the show down. So it is going to be lower in C tier. I do think, though, if they can really tighten it up a bit, a second season, I reckon, would be up there. The Bad Batch, which I just finished season 2 of this morning, is a show that I really am growing to like the longer it goes on. It's having the Resistance thing for me, where it started out, I was just like, yeah, this is fine. But the longer it goes on, the more I like it. And I think that if and when I assume a season 3 comes out, I think this is going to keep climbing up for me. At the moment, however, it's going to be in B tier. B for Bad Batch. But it's good. It's got some good stuff in there. Some of the episodes in season 2 are some of the best, like, Star Wars animation I think that I've ever seen. And finally, the Clone Wars. When I look at this show on a whole, it's a lot of fun. When I look at this show from, like, season 4 onwards, it is some of the best Star Wars out there, in my opinion. This show did so much for the prequel trilogy. This did so much for the clones. It did so much for the Jedi. It did so much for the character and the bond of Obi-Wan and Anakin that, like, it is like almost immeasurable how much this show helped some of the movies. And for that reason, it's going to S tier. Plus, it has one of the most perfect endings of a show that I think I've ever seen. That one goes straight to S tier. And that is my list. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think I am. At least none of the, like, mainline stuff, anyway. But yeah, that's my list. I don't think it's a bad list. People probably would disagree with some stuff in there, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for checking this out. Thanks for watching. See you next time. May the Force be with you. Always.